Hey everyone! Okay, this introduction is going to be real quick because I'm reading in some of the news areas. This is why I did this report. But, alright, I'm looking right here. Panic sparked in the world's biggest and most densely populated city of Tokyo, Japan. So frightened residents stripping store shelves. The example they used is they're worried of the radiation. A Don Quixote, like super multi-story general store in Tokyo's Roppongi district has been sold out and stripped as residents fear the radiation 40 times normal that has been detected over Tokyo now, and confidence in the government is shaken and people are not taking chances. Okay, so I'm seeing stories like this coming out. And they're complete crap. It's saying that Tokyo is panic right now, in some sort of panic, mass panic, because of this radiation cloud that was detected. So what I did is I went out today, and not just around my neighborhood, but I actually went to Shinjuku Station, which is the busiest station in Japan, to show you how not panic it is here. And also I'm seeing photos of these supermarkets. They're trying to show you how there's like nothing left. There's no food or whatever. You'll see these like completely empty rows in the supermarkets. What they're not doing, and if you look really hard from these pictures, they're not showing you the rest of the store. They're just focused on like a few select goods that people get in times like this. And yes, people in Tokyo have been going out and stocking up. But it's completely orderly, everything I've seen so far. But what they're not doing, like I said, is showing you the whole rest of the store. Because they want you to think that like everything is stripped bare around here, that people have been going crazy. At least some of these news reports are. I'm sure some people were panicking, but it's just not the case on the street. I've not seen it anywhere. And please keep in mind, I live in the very heart of the city. So if there's some mass evac panic here for people to get out, if I'm not seeing it, I don't know who would. But just to be sure, I took the train, 2 train lines by the way, into Shinjuku Station to check it out, which it's the largest train station in the world and the largest train station in Tokyo, to see all these like panicking people fleeing and trying to get out of the city. I didn't see any of them. What to look for in this video, I think I even say in the video in some of the clips. See how much luggage you see. Everybody in Tokyo every day carries around like a bag, a briefcase, purse, or a small backpack. Actually look and see if you see any luggage. Look at all the people in business suits, all the kids like dressed up in their normal like fashion type stuff. This is not panic, get away from the city gear that you're seeing anywhere in these videos. I go into the convenience stores. I actually take multiple shots, I believe, of some convenience stores. And you'll see. There's food. There's all kinds of stuff still in the stores. Some racks of stuff are stripped out. And the thing I see in some of these reports, they're going to one area, it keeps getting repeated in multiple articles, is this store in Roppongi, which is like the foreigner embassy area, which of course the embassies have told people, like, oh my gosh, get out. And so it's like probably the foreigners actually going to the store. But yeah, around where I live, I mean, in Shinjuku, like, no, there's food, there's water. I have no idea what they're talking about and trying to act like there's some panic, some mass panic in Tokyo. Second thing is radiation cloud. Let me try to get this out really quick because I'm trying to fit this into a YouTube video and I've got all the clips for me to show you afterwards. The cloud from the burst, the explosion that happened at the plant that then drifted over Tokyo, okay, was detected at 0.809 microsieverts. All right, sieverts is a radiation exposure measure over a rate of time. In this case, hours. Okay. There's 2 base units you can have that you're going to be seeing in some of these news articles, and they don't explain it to you at all because that doesn't help their hype story. Okay, 1 millisievert or sievert, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Okay, has 1,000 microsieverts in it. Okay, so one milli has 1,000 micros, made up of 1,000 micros. Or 1,000 micros is 1 milli. Okay? A CT scan at the hospital is 6.9 millisieverts, which is 6,900 microsieverts. All right? 6,900 microsieverts. The cloud detected over Tokyo was 0.809 microsieverts. CT scan 6,900 microsieverts. The cloud detected over Tokyo 0.8, not even 1 sievert. To reach the amount of exposure of one CT scan, you would have had to be exposed to this radiation that Tokyo received for a very brief period of time, by the way. That radiation is gone now. You would have to receive that exposure for 330-something days to equal one CT scan at the hospital. But all they tell you on the news is like, oh, 23 times or 40 times the normal levels. That means nothing. That means nothing out of context, to actual the rate you need to feel anything, to be affected. So the weight is incredibly low. So please keep that in mind. So then I went out and to show you around. And while I was out, by the way, Shizuoka got hit by a magnitude 6 quake, and it pops up on the screen, so I might throw that in there. So yeah, so even if people, do not panic if you're in Tokyo. If you can get out of the city in a reasonable manner, and you have a place to go, it's spring holiday for a lot of people, especially schools are out, of course go home. What can it hurt? You can never be too safe, so I'm not saying that. But even if this got way worse in terms of radiation levels, you would have probably weeks and weeks to get out of the city before you even hit a level of a CT scan at the hospital that probably one of us has had. So please look into the information more carefully than what the news is giving you, because they're trying to create a story. Not saying it can't get way worse, but I'm saying even if it did, it's not going to be some radiation death cloud that's wiping out people, So anyway, so now I'm going to go to my clip so you can see really what it's like here in the heart of the city of Tokyo, and to see that's not some panic fest that some of these news organizations are trying to make you think it is. All right, later. If you can see in there that there's food. Some things are out, like, can you see? I don't know, can you see all that? There's tons. That's a completely different convenience store than you're going to see earlier. I already took pictures of some other ones. So yeah, it's completely doesn't match reality. Especially stuff with food. Like those. Yeah, this is the so-called panic that's going on. All right, next we're going to Shinjuku Station to check it out. Okay, this is Shinjuku Station. This is the busiest train station in the world. And right now, it is less panic-like than it is on a normal day. Seriously. The only difference I see right now is they just simply turn the lights to the big billboards off, like the government asked them to do to conserve power. Because obviously, like a 20-foot wide TV takes up a good bit of power. Especially when you got all kinds of huge ones like that all over this place. So hopefully you can hear people laughing. Yeah, so it looks like a Shindo 6 just went off in Shizuoka, which is a little bit from here. 7 is the highest. Tokyo was just looks like a Shindo 4 or Shindo or level 4 or level 3, depending on where you were in Tokyo. Looks like. It happened while I was on the train. I thought I was imagining things, but that's why the train slowed down. So that makes sense now.